Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Prussian campaign. We took on... What did we do last video? We liberated, within quotation marks, Prague and gave it back to the Austrians. Eventually they accepted it back. And we also, well, when I say liberated Prague, we kind of liberated Prague of some of its value as well. Anyways, since then, Blucher has made his way up through Denmark. He actually passed a little army, which somehow thought they were gonna move down and attack us. It wasn't even a full stack. So I don't know what the Danish were thinking there. Anyways, he has reached the capital. We're gonna have this fight right here, and then he's gonna move on to take the capital. Hopefully, most of these troops will just retreat. Once we won here, retreat like as far away as possible, so we don't have to fight them again, and we can just quickly move in to take the town. Blucher's only 3 stars, which is kind of, I mean, I haven't used him that much, but kind of disappointing. Anyways, enough talking. You can see there's quite nice Danish army. They don't have a general though, so that's definitely gonna play in my favor. But with that said, let's go ahead and start this battle, shall we? Clearly you can't get any flatter land than in Denmark, because, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen, like, or I ever got a battlefield that was this flat. It's just, I mean, there's no hills or anything, it's completely just flat. We get a town behind us, so in case everything goes to shit, we could retreat to that. Some nice houses and stuff, but I don't think that's gonna be necessary. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. Go ahead and start by barraging the Danish. And I'm gonna move out this flank, and I'm gonna put the hussars on the end. On this side we've got the dragoons. Got some movements over here. Danish artillery is over here, and it for some reason is facing the wrong way. Not that matter much, because it seems like we are firing for possibly the enemy general. Oh, they're the Danish are. They are actually advanced. Ah, look at that. They're not in a blob. And I thought I heard like a charge. Sounds like the Danish are on the way. I need them. I need those oh, God damn it. I need those spikes out there. Time to switch to canister. Can I at least get to place the spikes before we canister our own men? And this side needs to hurry up. The dragoons should be ready to put in this in the flank. Come on, put the spikes down. Why is there a hole here? Right, you've put down the spikes. Now fall back. The Danish troops are just out of canister range. Got some sharpshooters out there we need to be worried about. In previous battles they've done a lot of harm. Oh, we got another Danish dragoon making an attempt to charge down a line, but at this point they'll face canister and spikes. So yeah, those guys sadly regret making that charge. Most of them actually died due to the canister shots before they even reached my spikes. Oh, we've got enemy cavalry movements on the flank. I kind of want to keep my cavalry for as long as possible. So I don't want to just throw them away like I usually do. Danish Grenadiers moving forward. We have them outflanked on this side. Not so much yet on this side, because I'm gonna form this guy into square. Since we got Danish Dragoons making their attack on that side. I don't have that much troops over here, which probably needs to change. See if we can get the pioneers to aid on here, but ooh, damn, there's a lot of movements over here. I think we probably need the general over here to support. Okay, so a large part of the Danish force was broken over here. I want the dragoons to sweep across the field over to this side, where we got massive Danish bayonet charge led by Danish grenadiers charging across the field into my soldiers. However, they're not supported by cavalry. Let's see if I can get the dragoons to come straight over. Look at that, all the Danish troops are falling apart. I want the hussars to turn in now and start chasing all of these Danish away. The bayonet charge has horribly failed for the Danish, and a great portion of their line infantry are now retreating. I'm sending my dragoons to ride just straight across the field. Got enemy right in our flank. We're gonna move into square, and here comes the dragoons. We go for those units that are still there. You know what? Keep hounding the enemy, and we hope to chase them off. We've got enemy lancers turning up behind, so the reinforcement army is turning up behind us. One of my dragoons were unfortunately sent off here. And then the general actually ran into the cavalry here. So unfortunately I was unable to continue to chase these down, which I'm hoping then that these guys come back. We'll try to retreat out of harm's way and instead go for these guys. Because I don't want to fight, obviously don't want to fight these guys a second time. I want to fight them and then to be over with it. Since the enemy is coming in there, I kind of want to retreat this line more like so. Since we have the enemy coming in there. Kind of hoping those 95 dragoons will turn up again. You can drop the square. Where did they go actually? They're back now. And they're back on the right side because we've got the cannon coming in. Which I'm hoping we can maybe destroy. My cavalry kind of stuck in among the Danish again. They got stuck on the grenadiers, which I thought we could ride down, but clearly we couldn't. So I'm gonna try to get the cavalry out of there before they break. Just as the grenadiers break. Luckily for me, it looks as though the two hussar units are actually gonna make it. You know what? You better hold fire for now. I hope you're turning the cannons to face these guys. Which are, at this point, they're just riding straight across and getting shot to pieces. So far, all the Danish attempts to attack us has failed. Oh, Royal Lifeguard at foot. That's gonna be interesting time to take those on. I'm gonna inspire the dragoons and then we're gonna drive into the flank of those Royal Foot Guards. Any Danish units coming to the front is obviously not gonna work out for them. The units here though are not doing too well, so we'll pull back a bit. We'll set up the dragoons there. Ooh, damn. It's just line infantry out there though. So what is causing all of this? I want the sharpshooters then to advance. And then switch to round shot here. This side is doing fine. Okay, make your approach. Lucier is right next to you. Ready to inspire. He's inspired them. And now they make their charge. It's a wonderful attack here on the Danish Life Guard. And let's get as many of those guys as possible. There's more elite Danish infantry on the way from over there. Let's not try to lose the dragoons. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to reposition this cannon, because my infantry on the right side is not doing too well. Straightforward charges definitely never works for me, so we're gonna have those guys retreat a bit. Seems like they're putting pressure on the furthest flank here. I don't really need to hold that though. So we're gonna fall back like that. And that's gonna give the cannon hopefully some chance to fire. I'm gonna put the cannon right there. And then we're gonna have all the infantry pull back like so. Lucier behind. Oh, my dragoons, I never got them fully back. My cavalry is pulling back over on this side, but slowly. I guess I never really pushed them as hard as I should have. Wow, they never actually managed to pull off their charge against my cannons, but still the cannon decides they're gonna go ahead and attack the Danes. I'm gonna need one cavalry unit on this side, so I'm gonna move over the hussars. And I think I guess we'll pull these guys back a bit. Ooh, they're focusing. If these guys weren't there, I could have moved all. We'll have to stop right here because I don't have time for this. And I clearly want to break the enemy general before he gets my cannon. Shit, we're unlimbering just as the enemy is coming in to charge the cannons. I don't think we'll be able to get the shot off if it weren't for the fact that the enemy stopped. Come on, they're not loaded. Great. That means that they were successful with their charge. I do have this grenadier line right here. I'm gonna have to pull back everything here. Counter charge here to save us some time. And then I want canister to turn this way. Oh, they formed square ahead of the pioneers charging them. Dragoons, get rid of these. They just turned up the flank here. Charge, whatever that is. And I want the hussars to come in. So the Danish actually... I kind of knew though that the my center there around the cannons was way too weak. Ooh! Right on my own man. That's why the canister wasn't going, because they had lost their everything, so I had to give them orders where to target. And now we got melee fight right here, which Lucier needs to come and support, because I can see these guys are breaking against the elite Danish unit. And the hussars are not really, they didn't really get that charge in because the grenadiers stood in the way. Prussia needs to pull back because right now he's in the way. See if you can rally the musketeers. We have an opening there for the hussars to ride through. The engineers are back, the dragoons. Go for those cannons which are still there. We have a grenadier put in the flank. We'll pull back. There's no point in following now that the hussars are making their charge to reclaim the cannons and attack this what's left of the second foot guards. Once that's done, we need to take some you know what, go for the cannon. It's going up here. There's completely forgot about the Danish general unit, which still roaming the field. You know what? I want the general advance on that guy. And then we'll charge him down since he's the last unit there, hiding in the forest. Sent the unit. Isn't doing too well, so we'll inspire them. Wow. Even Prussia inspired you, but I guess he's just a 3-star general, so didn't actually do that much. That should be enough to send the Danish infantry away. What? My dragoons? I don't know why we ended up underneath the map. Why didn't you continue? As I bloody well ordered. You will continue to fire towards the Danish general. And finally, I want you to pursue him. I want you to go over here. It's such a it was such a shame. I mean, there's so many Danish here, but if I had if it weren't for the Danish cavalry and stuff back here, I could have just pursued that and just absolutely crushed that. I think there might be way too many Danish troops for me to successfully just go ahead and out-assault the second part of this battle. Prussian musketeers. It is a grenadier regiment, and it is like an elite unit. We're gonna go really close though before we stop and shoot, because the Danish are facing the wrong way. And there we halt because the Danish are open fire. However, we outnumber them 2-1. Blosher will inspire, and one volley was enough. Send them away. And I do believe that is it. The Danish were defeated. I really like the fact that they didn't blow up. My center was way too weak, which I mean, I'd put a lot of hindrance and stuff to stop the cavalry, but they managed to get in anyways. No major harm though, because I was able to turn and face them. But there we have it. Let's go and claim the Danish capital now. And here we have the results. So the Danish deployed almost 5,000 men, while I deployed about 3,500 or 3,600 against 4,800 roughly. They lost 3,000 men, leaving only 1,500. We lost 1,200, leaving 2,300 to march on. Hussars, heist killer. Yeah, no surprises really. And unfortunately, the Danish units are still there. Back after the end turn, and winter has arrived. It's early December and snow is now covering the ground. The enemy has raided Erfurt, which must be a French army that's crossed over, which I can't see anymore. The French have reoccupied Prague. Not only that, but now they have moved the border even further and they are controlling all these cities, all the Austrian cities north of Vienna, which clearly isn't very good. I think that was the strategy I used when I played as France, that I occupied everything north and then my attack came down through these roads, if I recall correctly. There's tons of French troops here. Workers on strike in Mecklenburg, enemy raided in Erfurt. A gentleman, he gets extra chance of a 5% extra chance. This has a hit on his head. Right. I moved these guys up here just to let's see if I can scout out where that little Danish... There it is. I was afraid these guys were gonna march down and cross the bridge. So I placed this army here, or I moved them down here. Clearly they haven't marched down there, so... the thing is, I'm gonna take this area, so it's not that great that I'm burning these places. These guys will stand here, but maybe enough that they're standing on my side that... Oh yeah, they're not gonna get replenishment because there's not a general present. And this is fine. My port is now secure, so they... I mean, they can stop the trade, but they won't burn the port. I guess I can make another attempt here, an attack here, and then an attack here. I think what I'll do is I'll do an attack here off camera, but I'll show you when I do von Gneisenau, when he will cross and use his Saxon army to cross and attack the French, and hopefully that will work out. I'm actually making quite a bit of money now, 3,800, which is good. Right, so Blucher, I mean he can't wait because the Danish will get stronger for every turn he waits, so it has to move in and lay siege. And yeah, would you have it, we'll have to face them once more, and it's basically the same troops, but this time they're broken up, but so are mine. Right, the second battle of Copenhagen. Let's see how well we do here. I think maybe we all remember this field. I'm pretty sure I've spawned in this exact location with, I think, the Bavarians. Did we ever take Denmark? Yes, well, yes and no, we lost it rather quickly afterwards. But I'm pretty sure it was exactly like this, and it was winter as well, possibly. Or maybe it was spring, I can't remember, but I remember very distinctly this little forest on this side, the road going through, and then the Danish army drawn up like that. With that said, let's go ahead and start the battle. And get those spikes out there. Ooh, there they are, Danish army. Shoot our own men. Hold fire just for a little bit, just so these guys can get their spikes out. You can hold there and set up your spikes. For some reason the enemy's general staff decides to attack. I've placed the toughest units as well to the... Oh, wait. It's missing a unit. grenadiers, and then the two... Ah, they ended up here. That's what wasn't the case. These two will then plug the gap there. And then we'll have these three as reserve behind the cannon. Won't be firing though. We'll actually add on these sappers. Oh, he followed us onto the spikes. And he died. The moron. That's what the Danish get for drinking on the job. Canister, as we have Danish cavalry moving through the forest. I'm wondering a bit where they're trying to go. Charging out of the forest obviously slowed them down. And they lost tons of men due to that. They're moving on the flank, which I don't really like. Switch to round shot. This cannon crew, I mean, it's just enough so that they can man all three cannons. Right, the Danish infantry is now making their approach. Which, I mean, they certainly outnumber our men.
Glorious victories, huh?
And I might have placed too many men onto the left side of the field. However, I'm hoping that we can kind of have these guys flank in as the Danish move in. And then I do have the cavalry out here to have them sweep in, and this time around in that way kind of box the enemy in and destroy them. Yeah, have the canister flying straight forward into that, absolutely annihilating them. The Danish troops are not allowed to reach my cannons under any circumstances. Ooh, this infantry right here is actually turning on towards my cavalry, which I didn't want. So I guess I moved up my cavalry too early. But we still have a grenadier unit moving. Gonna move through. God damn it. Prussia will rally just so the cannon doesn't break. That was enough to break the guys that were charging.
Our general is under attack.
Yeah, they'd still go for my cavalry. I moved them too soon. Now I get to sweep across and kill off all the fleeing troops. Oh, and obviously just in time to have another charge against the cannons before they're able to get organized.
Our men are running.
And I wasn't able to control them to tell them to leave the cannon before that. And oh, my grenadiers broke right in front of Prussia as well. Prussia will just, so it keeps these two within the circle. Isn't going too well right now. It is militia units. If we take them on when they're just exposing their flank and when they're in disarray, should be able to destroy this militia. These two units of militia, I should say. And seemingly we'll have to kind of reorganize the center now. It's maybe a bit too ambitious to move all the way out here. Yes, the cannon is back. Get back on to the cannons. The grenadiers though, yes, they're also back. Nice. Reserve here. My cavalry chasing them down. We got more enemies. Set up here, and then we'll see if we can break the enemy as they approach. We've got that small reinforcement army now trickling in, coming from that side of the town. Most of the enemy troops that are still fighting are on this side, not so much on this side. And I'll remove the cavalry to over here, and then to give that cannon a free firing arc, we'll draw the enemy, or the enemy, my infantry like that. Kinda want these guys to come closer to the cannon. Would be nice. It's Horse Guards, Danish Horse Guard unit. Definitely kinda don't want to face them without support. However, I've got 3 units. Might be enough if I get Blucher to come in and support. And we get this musketeer to come into aid from the flank. The Danish are slowly making progress here towards the light infantry. I am shelling the forest though with canister. Why are you two not firing? Ah, look at that. Sharpshooters hidden in the high grass or in the bushes. Blow them away. Yes, we were able to get rid of that cavalry unit. And I didn't actually lose the cavalry. Blucher back to the center. This grenadier really needs to come and join the fight over here instead. And at this point Blucher is kinda needed on this side. That should be enough to maybe, yeah, broke all 3 of them. And now there's only 3 units, which we should be able to handle. I can't remember which one of these were better. I think they might have been the Silesian ones. I'm gonna inspire them. And hopefully they're gonna get some true shots going into the enemy. And then break everything which is in that forest. I saw a unit coming straight down through here. Switch to round shot. And then I think we'll hold fire with you and wait for whatever comes down there. As we're now attacking the town, it doesn't matter that much that we're not chasing down these guys. Blucher will be back at the center. And we'll prepare to face that cannon unit, or that cavalry unit. I'll have them turn the cannons, and hold. Yeah, it's kind of coming straight this way, isn't it? Last second I was able to turn it, and voila! Devastating fire on the enemy. You're not allowed to fire, as you might just go ahead and shoot down our own. That bastard is still there. The 2 smaller cavalry units will be moved to deal with him. And the bigger dragoon unit will be moved over here. Hold fire. He might break just before the cavalry gets there. Right. You will sit here, there's no point in chasing him. Instead we're gonna see what this guy, Royal Lifeguarded Horse, what they're gonna do. And I'm kinda wondering what's going on out there. The Danish... Oh, we've got some units being shown there. And suddenly it becomes very quiet. Loads of Danish troops on their approach here. They are calling a charge out there. And looks like they're going for our cannons. And boom. I don't think we're gonna see those guys again. But I won't... There are enemy units out there. Let's have the dragoons advance. The thing was, it was sharpshooter company, a small... Oh, there we have something. I guess they gathered up all the small remnants of troops. You know what? Why don't I have the map up? I definitely saw units in this area. I would send these other smaller units, but I do think they would be shot down if they were suddenly ambushed by enemy sharpshooters. Ah, we got something. Trying to pull back. We got the sharpshooters and we got a regiment of horse. What are the Danish doing? Punish them as they move across the field. Give them a little bit of round shot. That company is close enough for us to hit it with canister. Fire towards that tree. And that was enough to sink those guys. There's more regiments on the way. To first lifeguard. No, 6th lifeguard. 6th lifeguard and another really strong unit. Let's use these guys to actually scout. I want to see what more the Danish have out there. I need canister that way. And that was enough to break them. I want to see what are you sending me, Denmark? At this point they're just trickling in, which isn't really a great strategy, is it? These units are going to be difficult though. Luckily for me, they're going straight for my cannons. And this unit is charging the cannons. Right, what my scouts discovered? We've got 2 regiments. And some lancers. I do think... Let's place the dragoons right by this house. I'm They probably left a cannon or something down there. So we'll try to find that. See if we can find something in town. Or if it is just those units. Those 4 units that are moving out there. Oh wait, yeah, 4 units. I thought 1 more turned up. Reinforcements were turning up from over there, so we'll check. And barrage, if you please. Maybe more towards the cavalry instead. I would like this cannon to fire. Ooh, they're gonna break through the spikes, aren't they? Ooh, they just kind of got to the cannons. But they weren't successful in breaking through. Oh, we have a small Danish unit out there, which somehow managed to pass us by. Which somehow missed. Got a massive hole in that line. Fire, try not to shoot down our own cannons. And with that, seemingly, the Danish are totally lost. Need to get that one. Oh, that cannon left. Meaning that only this guy left.
Our men are running, sir.
My dragoons were unable to do that. And we just don't have the power, sir, to forcefully remove the enemy, which is now charging towards the cannons. However, they stopped just short of the cannon. Oh, we actually managed to get a shot off. It's a gift from me to you, Denmark. Right, we got rid of that side. The only cannon is the one there, so let's have these units switch over. Denmark definitely doesn't stand a chance, but could still hurt us. I'm hoping the cannons survive. So right now, ah, god damn it, this unit came back. Bloody lifeguard. It might break just on its own, just because there's so little other friends left. And then when that general goes as well, will that lifeguard regiment actually stand? Maybe it would, I guess, be very dishonorable for the lifeguard regiment to leave the capital after having rallied. They don't stand much of a chance, though. given that I still have my army left. The morale is good though. But they must realize just by seeing the amount of troops across the field. Can call back the hussars. Oh, I thought it was the hussars that was over here. It's actually the dragoons. They're actually kind of breaking the center one, which is a veteran musketeer. Blucher needs to get over here. Last Danish bastard. $107, probably facing upwards of close to 500 Prussians across the field. And now when Blucher turns up, inspires and rallies the men to fight on against this last unit. The Danes are broken and we are victorious. Copenhagen is ours. And there we have the result. Apparently it was a close victory. I don't know if I would say it's a close victory, given that I only lost 600 men compared to the enemy losing everything, 3,456, with only 300 Danish soldiers remaining. Cannons probably in the top, yeah, and then, well, we have a grenadier here in the top. Lost 25 men, 91 men remaining, and they managed to get 202 kills. So that's very good. It's a bit of a surprise. And then the Jaegers, we've got the Guard Jaegers and the Silesian Jaegers. And it seems like the Guard Jaegers are the better of the two units. Boom! I could loot the capital, which would give me a whopping 40,000 gold. But I think the province is probably more worth to me actually under my control, so we'll peacefully occupy it. I think, yeah, look at that, 4,400. So that's almost the same as my capital, which is definitely gonna add a lot to my coffers. And then we do get this port. And we get this this university. And with this, I think we can go ahead and sign a peace with Denmark. We'll request peace, a white peace is signed and they agree to it, and we cannot trade with them because apparently they're already trading with more people. They're allied with the what's that called? The what's that sound? You might not be hearing. Right. I think though the Denmark will probably declare war on us again. So we might have to bring Blucher all the way up here and then create Norway. And now I can kind of get rid of you. And then these lances, they were never any good. They do have one chevron that can move really far. I guess we'll keep them just for the sake of it. Then you can move back there. And what I can do to give them room is just merge two of these units. And I think once we get this repaired again, I think there will be no problem with the Danish populace, so we can go ahead and tax it. Danish Navy won't raid my trade. So that, ooh, 6,500, that's really good. Right, with that said, we're gonna end it right here, but next time around you can expect me to go against Moravia. However, I'll probably end turn first and hope that they kind of evacuate the area a little bit more. Although, if I give them that one turn, it could be that they end the Austrian capital, which would be a major blow to the alliance. Pushing Denmark out was kind of a sidetrack because we never expected them to be part of it, so they were just extra. And I haven't really made any substantial gains against the French in a long while. And then we did, I did see that there was another Ottoman navy that moved through here with the ready to leave some troops. It could be that they're going for the Pope, which would be interesting, to say the least. But yeah. Next time, Moravia, hopefully. But we never know, do we? With that said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.